In Buddhism, we often hear the familiar names of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva and Manjushri Bodhisattva, who embody compassion and wisdom, bringing boundless blessings to all sentient beings. However, within the vast realm of Buddhist culture, there is a humble yet profoundly significant figure, whose identity is clearly understood by those deeply familiar with him as Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, also known as the Earth Store Buddha, is regarded as the guardian entrusted by the Buddha himself to protect sentient beings after the Buddha's parinirvana. In the long era without Buddhas, he made a tremendous vow. I will not attain Buddhahood until the hells are empty, and I will only realize Bodhi after all sentient beings have been saved. He vows to forever accompany sentient beings in suffering until they are all liberated. Why is Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva so important? There is a secret in the Kṣitigarbha Sūtra. Reciting his name, making offerings to his image, or even sincerely practicing for just 7 days can lead to experiencing miraculous transformations firsthand. Today, we will take you on an in-depth journey into the story of this Bodhisattva, revealing his vows, supernatural powers, and how he aids countless sentient beings in escaping suffering. This is not only a touching legend, but also a wise gift that brings blessings to you and your family and helps eliminate karmic obstacles. If you're interested in Buddhist culture or are seeking inner peace and wisdom, please subscribe to my channel to jointly listen to the teachings of the Dharma. Namo Kṣitigarbha Buddha. May everyone's heart be illumined with the Buddha's light, be filled with the joy of Dharma, and progress unhindered in their practice. The status and merits of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva are unique and unparalleled in Buddhism. He is not only a great Bodhisattva, but also a Buddha personally appointed as the emissary by the Buddha himself, guarding our world throughout the long era without Buddhas. What is this concept? Simply put, after the Buddha's nirvana and until the future Buddha Maitreya appears in the world, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is entrusted with an almost unimaginable responsibility to assist all sentient beings suffering in the 6 realms of samsara until they attain complete liberation. In other words, he is the most immediate and reliable savior of our time. In the Sutra of the Original Vows of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, there is a very striking episode. When the Buddha preached in the Trayastrimsha heaven for his mother, he gathered countless bodhisattvas, Buddhas, the 8 classes of deities and dragons, as well as various gods and demon kings from different realms. The scale of this assembly was so vast that even Manjushri Bodhisattva, such a supreme bodhisattva, could not count the exact number of attendees present. Bodhisattva Manjushri is the embodiment of wisdom, and his supernatural powers are unparalleled. Even he could not count the number of people, which sufficiently illustrates the uniqueness of this Buddhist assembly. However, what is even more astonishing is that when the Buddha was asked if he knew the total number of people, he actually said that even he could not calculate it. What an overwhelming shock this is. What is even more thought-provoking is that the Buddha then revealed a secret. He said that all beings in these sacred places, whether they are devas, asuras, spirits, bodhisattvas, or even Buddhas from other worlds, have all attained their current states because they have once received the assistance, teachings, and protection of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. In other words, the merit and influence of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva transcend time and space, permeating countless worlds. It does not exist solely for a specific group of people, but universally seeks to liberate all suffering beings. Imagine, even practitioners as enlightened as the Buddha and Bodhisattvas require the assistance of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. How much more then do ordinary people rely on his power? This is also why the Buddha entrusted all beings in the 6 realms of samsara entirely to Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva before his parinirvana. Because the Buddha knows that beings fall into hell or are trapped in the realms of suffering, in the path of transcendence. As long as one can form a connection with Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, there is a possibility of attaining liberation. The compassion of Bodhisattva Kṣitigarbha is not merely an abstract concept, but a concrete action. In the Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva Purvapradna Sutra, it is mentioned that whether they are evil spirits, animalistic souls in hell, or sentient beings sunk in ignorance and karmic obstacles, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva manifests countless forms, instructing and saving them in various worlds and circumstances through various means. He will guide confused minds with wisdom, soothe suffering beings with compassion, and patiently wait for those lives temporarily unable to accept the Dharma. What is even more touching is that Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva never strives for his own accomplishments. He made a great vow through countless kalpas. Until all sentient beings are liberated and the hell realms are emptied, he would not attain Buddhahood. He would rather place himself in the last position to attain Buddhahood, ensuring that all sentient beings achieve liberation first. Such vows and such selflessness inspire sincere admiration. Moreover, the Buddha specifically reminded us that the name of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva itself is filled with inconceivable power. As long as you hear his name, even if you merely softly recite Namo Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, you will plant the cause for liberation. The Kṣitigarbha Sūtra states that if someone venerates the image of Bodhisattva Kṣitigarbha, a Buddha statue, or offers even a single flower or an incense stick, or even just generates a thought of praise in their heart, their merit will far exceed that of ordinary people. They can avoid falling into the three evil realms and may receive the blessings of celestial beings for countless future lives. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is able to be called the proxy Buddha entrusted with the sentient beings after the Buddha's parinirvana because of the great vow he made countless kalpas ago. This vow shook heaven and earth, moved countless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and throughout the long river of time, he continually guided sentient beings with compassion and wisdom, becoming a beacon of light in the darkness. The Kṣitigarbha Sutra contains a touching story that vividly demonstrates the concrete practice of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva's vows. Eons ago, there was a noble Brahmin man who lived in wealth and abundance, always accompanied by heavenly beings, truly blessed with profound merits. However, his mother, due to her disbelief in the Dharma and even slandering it, committed a grave negative karma. As a result, after death, his mother fell into the Avīci Hell, enduring endless suffering. The Brahmin man, upon learning of this, was overwhelmed with sorrow, yet he did not give up. Instead, he exerted every effort to rescue his mother. In order to save her mother, this bhikkhuni sold all her family possessions and used all her wealth to make offerings to the Buddha and the Buddha statues. In his heart, there was only one thought: the hope of finding a way to liberate his mother from hell. He respectfully worshipped the Buddha statue in a temple, offered sincere devotion, and simultaneously focused on reciting the name of Tathagata Juehua Ding Zizai Wang, hoping to discover his mother's whereabouts through the power of the Buddha. Ultimately, his utmost sincerity moved the Buddha, and the Tathagata, the king of spontaneous tranquility samadhi, manifested to instruct him on how to save his mother. Under the guidance of the Buddha, the Brahmin man entered a meditative state. In this state of concentration, he witnessed a terrifying scene: the Avīci Hell, where a sea of fire roiled and countless sinners endured relentless torment. And his mother was one of those who suffered. However, in this place of despair, the Brahmin woman, through her devotion and the blessing of the Buddha's power, not only successfully liberated her own mother, but also brought deliverance to all the sinners suffering simultaneously in hell. She used her own merits and the Buddha's teachings to guide these sinners to be reborn entirely in the three wholesome realms. This Brahmin woman was the previous incarnation of the Bodhisattva Kṣitigarbha. This event is precisely a microcosm of his continuous effort in countless lifetimes to liberate sentient beings. From that moment onward, he discovered the deepest vow, resolved to use his compassion and wisdom to save all sentient beings suffering due to their karma. Another story better illustrates Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva's unwavering determination and compassion. In another immeasurably long past world, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, was born as the son of an elder. In that era, a Buddha named Lion Fierce, mighty-footed, and swift in 10,000 practices, was teaching and transforming sentient beings. The elder son was very fortunate to have personally witnessed the Buddha. When he saw the Buddha's majestic appearance and boundless wisdom, he was deeply moved and could not help but ask the Buddha, "How have you attained such perfection, cultivating such merit and dignity?" The Buddha replied, "If you wish to attain such achievement, you must dedicate endless time and patience to help all sentient beings who suffer, guiding them toward liberation from pain." After hearing this, the elder son immediately and resolutely made a vow on the spot. "From this day forward, no matter how long it takes, I will strive to save all sentient beings suffering from samsara. I will not attain Buddhahood until all sentient beings have become Buddhas." From that time onward, he tirelessly manifested countless incarnations in various forms, entering the deepest realms of the 6 realms of samsara to seek out and assist those beings ensnared by suffering karma. His vow repeatedly transcends sentient beings' conceptions of time and space. He has aided the celestial beings of the heavenly realms and also liberated the hellish souls tormented by the karmic sufferings. He manifests in various forms, using the most suitable methods for sentient beings, patiently guiding them out of suffering. No matter how great the evil karma beings have accumulated in the past, Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva will never abandon them. He firmly believes that every being possesses the potential to attain Buddhahood, but their true nature is obscured by karmic hindrances. The vows of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva and these touching stories reveal to us his boundless compassion and wisdom. He is not only the guardian of beings in the 6 realms, but also a guiding light in the darkness. It is precisely because of such vows and perseverance that he became the only person in the eyes of the Buddha worthy of entrusting sentient beings. In Buddhism, the structure of a universe is far more complex than the world we encounter daily. It not only encompasses the space inhabited by humans, but also includes countless invisible and intangible realms of heavens and hells. In these various realms, sentient beings endlessly cycle through samsara due to the force of karma, while Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva traverses these worlds, assisting those who suffer to attain liberation. The sutras mention that the universe we inhabit is an immense and boundless realm of emptiness. At its center stands a colossal mountain, the Sumera Mountain. This is not merely a material mountain, but a cosmic center that transcends what our senses can perceive. Surrounding Mount Sumeru are the celestial realms, the human realm, and various other worlds. At the midsection of Mount Sumeru lies the first heaven, the heaven of the 4 heavenly kings, while the summit is the second heaven, Triastriya heaven, which is also the place where the Buddha delivered the teachings recorded in the Kṣitigarbha Sūtra. Beyond Mount Sumeru lies the vast Iron Mountain enclosing area. The Great Iron Encircling Mountain is not an ordinary mountain, but a pair of concentric mountain ranges as solid as steel, reaching heights of several million yojanas, enclosing the entire Sumeru world. The space between the mountains is the dwelling place of numerous sentient beings. Even more astonishingly, on the western side of the Great Iron Encircling Mountain, there lies a hidden, immense secret, the triple liquid sea and countless hell realms. The depiction of the Sea of Liquids is an epitome of horror. The Kṣitigarbha Sūtra mentions that the triple sea of liquids is a checkpoint that the deceased must pass before descending into hell. The first layer of the liquid sea, known as the Sea of Deep Night, is specially prepared for beings who committed sins such as killing, sexual misconduct, and theft during their lifetime. In this ocean, the seawater churns like boiling molten iron, with fierce flames intermingled with toxic gases. Sinners are torn apart and devoured by ferocious beasts, constantly enduring unceasing suffering. The second ocean of the night is the ocean of verbal karma, where those who commit verbal misconduct, such as lying, harsh speech, and sowing discord, must endure suffering. Here, sinners are not only forced to swallow scorching iron pellets, but also subjected to continuous humiliation and beating by yakshas. The third layer of the night sea is the Sea of Night, specifically purposed to confront beings who have committed evil deeds driven by greed, hatred, and ignorance. Here, the thoughts of sinners transform into terrifying monsters that continuously devour and torment them. Even more terrifying is that after passing through the triple Sea of Night, one reaches the entrance to hell. The Sutra of the Past Vows of Earth Store Bodhisattva describes the various levels of hell, each filled with countless tortures beyond imagination. For example, the hell of tongue-pulling specifically punishes sinners who are particularly evil in causing harm to others. The hell of Mountain of Knives, where sinners who have committed the karmic crime of killing are forced to climb endless sharp peaks without respite. Hell of Burning Fire, where sinners are engulfed by raging flames that never cease. Among all the hells, the most terrifying is Avīci Hell, the hell of no intermission. The very name of the Avīci Hell is enough to send chills down one's spine. Avīci means incessant, without any interruption. All sentient beings undergoing punishment in this hell will not have a moment of rest, and suffering follows them like a shadow. The Avīci Hell is not confined to a single world. It transcends time and space. Even if one world is destroyed, the sinners will automatically sense the Avīci Hell in another world and continue to suffer there. This is the most despairing realm of the Avīci Hell. It transcends space and time, truly reaching a state of eternal inescapability. So, what kind of offenses cause beings to fall into the Avīci Hell? The Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva Purvapradana Sutra clearly states that this is for those who commit extremely grave negative karmas, such as killing one's parents, slandering the Buddha Dharma, destroying Buddha statues, or deceiving lay followers and desecrating the triple gem by monastics. These offenses not only bring great negative consequences to the individual, but also affect the wholesome roots of other sentient beings, and are therefore regarded as unforgivable sins. Once one falls into the Avīci Hell, the uninterrupted hell, even the compassion of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva may not be able to deliver them. However, amidst these terrifying descriptions, the figure of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva never fades away. His vow enabled him to manifest countless incarnations, entering various terrifying hells in diverse forms, all for the purpose of rescuing sentient beings who still have the chance to be saved from a sea of suffering. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva not only appears in the form of Bodhisattva, but also manifests as ordinary beings, even as yakshas, exemplifying the boundless nature of the Dharma. The Dharma is boundless. For this reason, the compassion of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva is regarded as boundless and immeasurable. Although the descriptions of the three paths, the 8 seas, and hell are frightening, their true purpose is not to scare us, but to remind us to examine our actions, avoid creating negative karma, and cherish the blessings of this life. At the same time, these descriptions also highlight the greatness of Bodhisattva Kṣitigarbha. It fears not the torments of hell, tirelessly guiding every sinner towards salvation. His existence is the hope of all sentient beings suffering, and also the bridge for us to leave the evil paths behind and walk towards the light. Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva not only moves sentient beings with his profound vows, but also provides clear guidance for practice in the Kṣitigarbha Sutra, enabling everyone to transform their destiny through simple methods and help themselves and their families to be freed from suffering. The simplest practice is to recite the name of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, Namo Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva. The sutras state that even if a person merely hears the name of a bodhisattva at the moment of death, they can avoid falling into the 3 evil realms. If one sincerely recites Buddhist scriptures or chants regularly, it can accumulate merits and eliminate negative karma. This is the most direct and effective method. With a sincere heart, anyone can achieve it. If one wishes to advance further, the Kṣitigarbha Sutra mentions a 7-day practice method. Within 7 days, recite the Bodhisattva's name or sutras daily, while offering fresh flowers, lamps, incense, and fruits. This practice not only accumulates merit for the deceased, helping them to be freed from suffering, but also brings blessings to the practitioner, even allowing them to experience noticeable transformations in body and mind. Even if loved ones have passed away for many years, this practice remains effective, enabling them to be liberated from the three lower realms and even be reborn in the realms of virtue or the heavens. The pure water offering rule is another special method. Offering a cup of purified water daily before the statue of the Bodhisattva and reverently partaking of it after a day of offering can open wisdom and enhance memory. Consistent long-term practice enhances the ability to receive the blessings of bodhisattvas, aiding both daily life and spiritual cultivation to proceed smoothly. The sutras mention that this method is particularly suitable for those who wish to enhance wisdom or improve their studies and career. Furthermore, reciting the name of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva 1,000 times daily for 1,000 consecutive days will grant the practitioner lifelong protection from local deities and spirits. Not only will one live a life free from calamities and difficulties, with abundant blessings, but one may also be able to sense the Bodhisattva personally manifesting to guide them towards Amitabha's pure land. This is an important path leading to wisdom and a peaceful life. Advanced practitioners, if they can sincerely worship the image of the Bodhisattva daily and recite devoutly for 3,721 days, may even receive the Bodhisattva's empowerment in their dreams, resulting in a great awakening of wisdom. From then on, the profound teachings in the scriptures or the intricate knowledge of the secular world could be remembered and comprehended after hearing them only once. This practice not only helps practitioners eliminate the negative karma accumulated over countless lifetimes, but also plants the indestructible seed of Bodhi, leading them toward ultimate liberation. The Kṣitigarbha Sūtra teaches us that the essence of practice lies in sincerity and compassion. Whether it is reciting the Buddha's name, chanting sutras, making offerings, or performing prostrations, sincere devotion can transform one's destiny. These methods are simple yet profound in power. They not only accumulate merit for the deceased, but also bring blessings and peace to the living. In daily life, the Kṣitigarbha Sūtra also offers many important reminders. Help us avoid unnecessary karmic obstacles while accumulating merit. Firstly, performing transference of merit after the death of a loved one is an important virtuous practice. Reciting the name of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva or the Kṣitigarbha Sūtra and offering Buddha statues, flowers, incense, and lamps can effectively help the deceased reduce their karmic offenses and even avoid falling into the lower realms. However, the lavish banquets commonly seen at funerals, involving acts of killing and celebration, are explicitly prohibited by Buddhist scriptures. Taking life not only fails to accumulate merit for the deceased, but also increases their karmic obstacles. Deceased beings who were supposed to be reborn in the path of goodness may be adversely affected due to such circumstances. Similarly, when transferring the mind stream during rebirth, one must avoid celebrating with the taking of life. The Kṣitigarbha Sūtra states that at the birth of an infant, the earth deity offers protection. However, noise and commotion prevent the deity from approaching, thereby affecting the blessings related to the child's future fortunes. Pure vegetarian feasts and offerings to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas not only accumulate merit for new lives, but also help prevent the recurrence of karmic obstacles. Most importantly, all virtuous deeds and offerings must arise from the heart. Even if large-scale ceremonies cannot be held, sincerely reciting the names of bodhisattvas can still accumulate merit for the deceased and even allow oneself to receive the blessings of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. These methods are simple yet powerful, requiring no complicated rituals, only a sincere heart. Perhaps hearing the name of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva today is no coincidence. It is an opportunity to connect with compassion and wisdom and a chance for a new beginning. The Buddhist scriptures say that even reciting just one phrase of Namo Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva can plant the karmic cause for liberation. Whether it is to liberate departed loved ones, accumulate merit, or transform one's own life, it can all begin with this simplest practice. We do not need to make grand vows like bodhisattvas. We only need to start from small acts, integrating kindness and compassion into our daily lives. A smile, a gesture of care, a single utterance of a Buddha's name. Any of these may bring unexpected blessings. This is the revelation of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, as well as his encouragement to every individual. As soon as you begin to act, light will come. May this wisdom be your protection, and may the compassion of Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva bring you peace and happiness. From now on, let us together recite, Namo Kṣitigarbha Bodhisattva, may the light illuminate our lives.